Simultaneous equations. So first things first, label them. Just know what you're working with. And then attack the easiest one, which as a general rule will be some linear equation. In this case, x minus y being equal to 3. So then what we'll say is, from equation 1, we have that, well, x is equal to y plus 3. That's all we did. We transposed to y over there. So 3 plus y, y plus 3, same deal. And then we need to remember, let's just label this equation again, just to keep some order going. And then we box that equation. We're going to take this equation and use it to substitute this parameter x now in there. Let's give ourselves some instructions. So we'll substitute 3 into equation 2. And what does that look like? Well, given that it's x, so we'll have something squared minus something times y minus 2 times y squared minus 7, and that's all equal to 0, as the equation would say. Well, now we can do our substitution. So that'll be y plus 3, y plus 3. Good. We've substituted everything. Now it's just a case of doing our algebraic expansions carefully. For that term, what we have is y squared plus 6y plus 9. And then over here we have, well, negative y times y, which will give us minus y squared. And then we'll also have a negative 3y. Of course, minus 2y squared and minus 7 were untouched. Now collect like terms. What we'll find is, well, y squared minus y squared, that zeroes out. And then we're left with negative 2y squared. Let's see, 6y minus 3y. Those add up to plus 3y. And then finally, 9 minus 7 is equal to plus 2. That's all equal to 0. Let's just multiply with a negative 1 right through. And what we'll find is we have 2y squared minus 3y minus 2. It's all equal to 0, of course. That will factor, I believe, 2y plus 1 and then y minus 2. That will all equal, and I think we're in the home stretch now, y will be equal to negative 1 over 2. That's from this factor. Or y is equal to 2. That's from the other factor. And don't forget, these equations were simultaneous, or they were a system of equations, so we still need this x value. So if we substitute 1 over 2 in here, negative 1 over 2, what we get is that x is equal to 5 over 2. And then using our value 2 plus 3 gives us that x is equal to 5. That is done. Hopefully that was illuminating.
Got it.